I'm Slater Kirkland in New York City with your latest news from channel WKTZ at the top of the hour. In breaking news, word has spread that Dazzler, the international pop singer adorned by countless of teenagers around the world, is a mutant. The rumor was quickly confirmed by movie producer Roman Nicobar, who is currently in a public relationship with the singer. When asked if he thought that the news of Dazzler being a mutant would hurt her career, Nicobar simply responded, "Not with looks like hers, it won't." With the realization that a celebrity like Dazzler could be a mutant, many are asking what ever became of the Mutant Control Act. The bill introduced by Senator Kelly seeks to make mandatory the registration of all mutants and the creation of a police force sufficiently trained and equipped to enforce the laws where super-powered mutants are concerned. Senator Kelly has repeatedly stated that the only thing holding up the bill and keeping Americans safe is the bickering over its funding. In other news, reports of many high-profile heroes, including current and former members of the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and many others are missing, has been spreading throughout the news. In response to these rumors, many have tried to reach the heroes at known addresses where they reside, such as the Baxter Building and Avengers Mansion. But all inquiries to this point have been politely declined by staff. The question remains to be asked: are the heroes missing, or off defending the world from some unknown threat? And that's all from WKTZ's News at the top of the hour, with me, Slater Kirkland.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Wicked Studios Saturday Morning Superheroes. This is a Marvel Superheroes, old school Marvel Superheroes game. My name's Adam, for those of you who don't know, and I am playing Gabriel Pine, aka the superhero Squall.
And I am Kemchan Merja. I'm playing the superhero Mental.
And what's his regular person
His
name?
regular name is Jackson Briggs.
His birth name is Mental.
His superhero name is Jackson Briggs, just to throw everybody off.
Was that Jackson Briggs? I can't tell.
Yeah. Whoever he was, that dude was mental. And I'm Will DM. I will be the judge for this. That's new terminology, man. I am the judge for this Marvel Superheroes circa 1985. And I guess before we get into it, I'm just going to explain a little bit about the game, the show that we're running. The game does take place in 1985 in New York City. It does take place in the Marvel Universe. However, and I do need to state this because this is my vain attempt to cut down on hate mail. This is just consider it an alternate universe. Okay, in the multiverse. So there will be some things that might happen that are not necessarily in along with the regular Marvel canon. So this is not on Earth 616.
This is 617.
This would be 617. We're just one area, one zip code over in the multiverse is basically what it is. But I do want to keep things as close to what was going on in the comics and things that are happening within the Marvel universe at that time. So changes should be slight, is what they should be. Okay. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and start the game. So the game starts off in, like we said, New York City. It's in January. It's cold. And if we were like following the cameras, I guess it would start off with a nice aerial shot of New York City as it flies down and through and goes through the different. You guys are really going to be my safety net. So anytime I fuck up anything NYC wise, you got to call me on it and correct it. So it's going to go down, it's going to fly, and you see it coming down, going through the different boroughs and what have you until it gets down towards the Lower East Side. Correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Down to what is known as Alphabet City. And you guys know more about it. I'm actually going to let you jump in on this. Tell us about Alphabet City back in 1985.
Well, again, I'm going when I was a kid. That was like the part of town my parents tried to avoid. It was very beatnik, a lot of bars, a lot of nightclubs,
a lot of violent crime.
So it was
an interesting place down there because you had this combination of this crime area, as well as a lot of artists and musicians, because it was a cheap place to live. Coming in and intermingling with this, with this group. So, I mean, this is like when you think of like raw and dirty New York City in the 1980s, like Alphabet City is what you're thinking of.
Woo-hoo. What was that John Carpenter movie about the precinct? You guys remember that?
No.
No, anyway.
What was it called? It was called The Precinct?
It was called The Precinct. Well, never mind. Somebody out there watching goes, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. So anyway, as the camera comes in, it starts to go down, it starts to get on the street level. You start to see, as they had described, this is there's trash on the streets. There's some derelict cars, things along these lines. A couple of shady individuals here and there, and what have you. And it doesn't have the glitz and the gleam of some of the other places of New York. And it comes down, and the camera stops in front of a dilapidated, dirty place, and you can see the sign out in front says "The Loving Spoonful." And what the Loving Spoonful is, it's a soup.
Don't get graphic.
No, that's for patrons. That's a whole nother stream. It's all good. Now, what the Loving Spoonful is it's a soup kitchen, and it's run by an elderly Southern lady, of all things, that had moved up to New York after her husband had died, and was just looking to get involved with different things and help out where she could. And she wound up opening up a soup kitchen where she's trying to help the poor and the needy and the downtrodden here in New York City. And it's a small place. It's not very big. It doesn't have beds or anything along these lines, so it's not like it's an actual homeless shelter or anything along these lines. There's a couple of individuals that work in the.
What was her name?
Her name is Martha Beaumont.
Okay.
And Martha is like a more. I don't know if you know. Maybe some of the viewers know of Agatha Harkness. She was from the Fantastic Four. Think of along her lines. Or think of an Aunt May that's more prim and proper, more buttoned up. She has always wearing elegant dresses if they're not gowns. They're not gowns or anything like formal, but very nice, but dated. She looks like she would fit. Her dresses would fit in the 1930s, not necessarily in 1980s New York City. Okay, the soup kitchen has only 2 other people that work there, a fellow by the name of Benton and another guy by the name of Jamal. Benton goes by the moniker of D-Bomb and Jamal by J-Chain, and they like to stylize themselves as up and coming rap artists. They're trying to become rappers, and because of their pursuit of the craft and their music, of course they're poor as shit. So they've kind of worked out this deal with good old Martha Beaumont, where they help cook and serve the meals and stuff, and they've got a room above the Loving Spoonful where they flop out. Now, there's a number of different individuals that are pretty common that come and take advantage of the kindness and the meals that Martha gives out. One in particular is an old, grizzled, white beard, white greasy hair. He's always got a stocking cap on. You never really see his features too much. Kind of a hunched old man that is constantly can be found there during business hours, and his name, he's just known as Jeff. Now, your character, Kim Champ, Jackson is, what was he? He used to be a what?
He used to be an NYPD detective. Grew up in the Bronx. Dad was a cop. So following in his footsteps, that's where he got his sense of right and wrong. But along the way, he realizes he's a mutant. He can affect people's emotions, which he found probably was not fair as a detective. So he quits. And then flash forward, say 5 years, he is now running a kind of a psychiatric help private practice. And basically he specializes in mutants coming into their own power, dealing with the psychological repercussions, helping them find their emotional center, if you will.
Okay.
And,
so
he volunteers at this kitchen.
Okay. So I take it at one point in time, Martha probably had spoken with Jackson about an individual that she suspected was a mutant.
Sure. That's definitely a connection he would use, like, especially at that time in the 80s, mutants were really looked down on, and like we talked about like in this time also, like the whole Genosha thing is happening, so mutants are kind of leaving the city.
Well, you got the whole Mutant Registration Act is on the horizon. It hasn't really happened yet, and as the and in the beginning trailer. Is that what they call it at the beginning? It's not a trailer. It's the beginning. What is that? That's the opening.
Just the opening.
In the opening, it talks about how Dazzler had just recently been outed by her producer / lover, and they were talking about.
That's not the way to keep a lady, by the way.
No, not at all. And they're talking about the Mutant Control Act, which is still currently in Congress, hasn't been voted on yet. They're still debating it. So that's going on currently right now. And Martha knows that, and she keeps it on the download. Now, does Martha know that you're a mutant?
I think he would have trusted her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel that way, especially since like that's his whole thing in getting mutants to trust people, trust themselves. And so what better way than be like, hey, I'm a mutant too. I know what you've been through, kind of thing.
So what I'm going to say is that the Loving Spoonful has kind of on a quiet, on the down low kind of area, become a meeting point for mutants that are either new to New York City, or on the down and out, more the downtrodden types that come to find out that they're mutants, and they haven't decided to like go down into the sewers and join the Morlocks or anything along these lines. They're still trying to find their way, and it's kind of become a quiet thing amongst the mutant community in New York about
Sure,
there.
yeah.
And I would assume your name gets passed around a little bit because, like, hey, there's this guy that might be able to help you out.
Right.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So, Adam, let's talk about what's your character's name again? Gabriel. That's right. So let's hear about Gabriel. What brings Gabriel to New York, and in particular, how does he end up here at the Loving Spoonful?
I'm not going to talk too much about what brought him here specifically, although he's originally from Cleveland, coastal city, as some of you may know.
That's right. Inside joke.
For those of you who watch Wicked Studios productions, you'll know what we're talking about. For those of you who don't, well, you might think that Cleveland's on the coast. So anyway, he's from Cleveland. Young guy, just turned 21, and came to New York because there are some well-known mutants there. I mean, we've got the X-Men. They're a little further north into Westchester, but this is a guy that doesn't know a lot of mutants. He's running from his past, which we'll find out about at some point a little bit, and coming here is sort of a safe haven. He doesn't know anybody in the city. He's newly arrived into the city. He's been here for probably a couple of weeks tops, and has been, sort of living on the streets, trying to make some coin here and there as a street artist. So he's a painter and an artist. So he'll sketch people for money. And he heard about the Loving Spoonful, in passing here and there, and first time, coming into this place, didn't really engage with anybody. Martha, probably has her way of getting people to at least open up and talk a little bit, but keeps to himself. So in this, particular instance, he's probably sitting off to himself, by himself, sketch pad, wearing his ratty members-only jacket.
Nothing like the members-only jacket you're wearing.
Nothing at all like it. It's just coincidence that we happen to be wearing a similar coat. And he's got these mirrored aviator sunglasses on, which it would be too distracting if I wore them here. So that's why we're going with the rose. And has got clearly has got like a black eye. But trying to hide it with the glasses, and just off in a corner sketching.
Gotcha. Now, one thing I'm going to say as I set up more of what's going on here at the Loving Spoonful and what's going on. So now Jackson obviously comes around. He tries to help out with the mutant community and stuff. That's his bag, right? Now, the mutants that come through the Loving Spoonful, there's never a bunch of them because, still, even with things going on, the mutant population is still, in retrospect, quite small compared to the general population. So, you maybe have one or two or so forth and so on. Recently, there's been 3 that have been coming and using the Loving Spoonful to get their meals and what have you. 2 of them, Jimmy Starr and Wanda Hopkins. Jimmy's like only 15 and Wanda's only like 17. They're kind of like they kind of buddied up, and they've been they live on the streets and have just been trying to basically find their ways. Fortunately, both of them are mutants that don't have overt signs of being mutants. They're not the types that were basically have some sort of what normal people would call. I shouldn't even call them normal people. Just your everyday person would call them deformities, but they blended in, and they've disappeared. Now they haven't been seen for 3 days. Now there's one other mutant that you know about, Jackson, that's here, and that's a young Jamaican kid by the name of Darian Laird. Okay. Another, of course, like so many people in this area, he's pretty much living on his own now on the streets because his dad was shot, and then his mother actually got arrested for some sort of illegal matters, trying to make ends meet. She was trying to do whatever she could to make sure that she kept the roof over their head and so forth. And so then she went away, and then he ended up being on the street anyway. So he's been coming a lot. Now, Darian is, he too is he's young. He's like 18 years old. Okay. He's trying to find regular work, but he's really shy. He's really skinny, and he's really awkward. Okay. Now he's said he's a mutant. You are assuming that he's telling you the truth. He told Martha this, but you haven't seen anything of
like what he can do.
And it's kind of a rude thing too. It's not like
Sure.
you go, oh cool, you're a mutant, show me your mutant powers.
Right.
It's sort of like being in jail and ask, hey, what are you in for? It's like it's just it's a common thing you just don't do. Now you do know about Jimmy Starr and Wanda's powers, just from having, and they had been here at the Loving Spoonful for a longer period of time, so you've gotten to know them better. Darian has just been here this is like a week he's been here and showing up. Okay. Jimmy could shrink. Okay. And Wanda, she could actually change herself into metal, sort of like a Colossus sort of thing.
Okay.
But when she would change into metal, she had the ability to shape herself. So like when she was metal, she could make her hands into swords. Shit like that. Okay. So she had cool, it was like
power. I wish I would have thought of that for my guy.
I'm just telling you, man. So now basically we've got one newcomer, and that's Gabriel. Okay. Now this is going to be the first time really that you guys are going to be having any type of of Gabriel. Martha has told you of Gabriel, and you've seen Gabriel in passing, but you guys really haven't spent any quality time getting to know each other. Gabriel, you know about Jackson because you heard about one, aka the Loving Spoonful, and what it does, and so you know that this is like he's an okay dude that tries to help out the mutants. Okay, and the same thing. Martha also, you met Martha first. She tells you about so forth and so on. So this is where we're going to start off. We're going to start off with the two of you in the Loving Spoonful. Now the place is busy. Okay, I don't have any maps or anything like this for right now. We're just all going to theater mind it. There's a number of different people from it's all those artists. It's a lot of people down on their luck, people that are living in poverty and whatnot. So this place is constantly busy when it's open. You've got the two young men. That's right. I got to look over on this one. You got
Harvey J-Train.
J-Chain and D-Bomb, however you want to say it. That's their rapper names.
Right.
And they're over in the line, right? Because Martha does most of the cooking during the day. She like cooks throughout the night and what have you. And then what it is she'll like bring some stuff out, and then every once in a while you'll have one of the two guys go in the back and they'll bring some stuff out. But they're at the front of the line, serving everybody, and they're always rapping. Always rapping, and they're always, and I'm not going to even try and do it, but it'll be like, you want some corn with this? I got some corn for that. I got some cornbread on that. I can't do it, but they don't really talk, they rap, and they're just rapping back and forth with each other at the line while they're doing it. And we're going to just make a quick roll just for shits and giggles. I want to see just how good they are. 3, they suck balls. This is the reason why, it basically probably one of the big things that happens is they'll be up there thinking that they're rapping really good, and then they can't think of a word. It's like,
Right.
dude, man, what rhymes with mashed potatoes? It's like, I don't know. What rhymes with cream beef? And then so well, it's a soup kitchen, man. Come on now.
What is she making?
Stuff that
All right,
she can
Gabriel is going to
spread.
be a vegetarian after a couple of meals here, I think.
Yeah. So basically, this is what it is we've got Gabriel in, and I'm gonna push you guys together right from the start. This is basically you guys have sat down, you know of each other, you've sat down basically to get to know each other. You both know about everything that I've already laid out there. The other thing that is something you guys know about, because it's sort of become a word on the street, is that some people in Alphabet City have started disappearing. Now, whether or not the 2 other young mutants, Jimmy Starr and Wanda Hopkins, if they disappeared like that, you don't know. But there's several different rumors. One of the rumors is the man is here. They know that there's mutants around here, and they're looking for him. And that's how, that's what the other mutants are saying. Or at least that's what, because there's other mutants that you might run into here or there, because there's like a sort of an underculture of it here in Alphabet City that kind of like a couple others, even though they might not be regulars coming to the Loving Spoonful. But then like the other people, they've picked up on that too and say, yeah, it's the man that's taking them, but they're not here for just, for mutants. They're here just because nobody cares about the poor. So they can come down here and take us to run their wicked experiments on us, and nobody cares that we're missing. So that's the rumor mill. That's the rumor mill that's going on. Now, whether or not any of that is true, nobody knows. So the two of you are at a table, say a corner table in the back. And it's just the 2 of you, and old Gabriel's got a plate full of mashed potatoes and creamed beef. And it's the 2 of you getting to know each other. And go.
By the way, during this conversation, I'm sketching Jackson the entire time, but I have it like sort of like put up almost as like a wall between us.
Are you doing a caricature?
No.
Okay, because I know
I'm not a cartoonist. I'm a portrait artist.
You're more of a portrait. You're a serious artist. Are you one of those kind of guys?
Yeah,
You're you're like, my art is serious.
Yeah, he totally is. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
Always,
you would never
always
be
got
at the
charcoal dust on your fingers, don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
you would never be caught dead at the state fair doing caricatures.
No, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
That's the real reason I left Cleveland.
Yeah. Oh, we'll find out what that is soon enough. All right, and I guess technically, if we were making a movie or if we were doing a TV show, this is where I'd go action and take your scene.
So you're sitting there just drawing as I walk up.
Yep.
Gabriel, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Jackson. I've heard about you. Mind if I sit down?
Free country.
So, what are you, vegetarian? You don't like the creamed beef?
I'll be honest with you. I never even heard of creamed beef until I came here, and I'm a little bit afraid to try it.
Really? Where are you from again?
Cleveland.
Down to the coast. Nice.
Thank you so much.
You were a cop?
I was, yeah. I find I can do a lot more good not being a cop.
And you're gonna do some good here? You're gonna help me out?
Hey, if you let me, if you want help, I'm not gonna force anything on you, man.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what your angle is. Everybody wants something, so.
Nah, man. Yeah, well, everybody wants something. What I want is, you ever heard of Professor Xavier? he's got this theory that everybody can live in peace, and I'm kind of like, that's my angle. Just trying to get everybody to live in peace, man.
I see one of these new age mutant. Everyone loves everyone, huh?
No, not new age. just the way things should be, man. Shouldn't you be able to like hang out wherever you want as you are, not like hurting anybody, but just be yourself without having to fear of who you are or what you can do?
Well, maybe I should be afraid.
But you don't feel afraid? Hey man, it's cool to admit it with everything going on out there. It's cool to admit it.
Look, man, yeah, I'm afraid. I don't know what's going on. I mean...
Well, what brought you to New York? Start there.
Well, I thought that there'd be more people like me here. You know,
you mean
maybe...
mutant?
Yeah,
that's
man,
it.
Mutants.
Yeah.
Kind of a derogatory term if you think about it.
Well, I mean, maybe. Depends on how you look at it, I suppose.
Well, only people that I've ever known have looked at it as a derogatory term, man. So.
Okay. So what would you call yourself?
I don't know. I'd like to call myself Gabe, but not sure that's who I am anymore.
Well, I think what you were aiming for was upstate New York, because that's where that guy I was just talking about, Professor Xavier, he's got a school for us up there, if you want.
Look, I can't even afford to live here, man. Certainly, from what I hear, it's I can't even get to Westchester. I'm lucky I got here.
Yeah.
So I'm also don't know that I'm ready to join a school.
You could just figure out some things there, or here. You just hang out here and figure things out on your. That's what I'm here for. If you want to just chat, that's what I do. I just chat, help people figure things out.
You're a mutant too?
Yeah. It's kind of why I quit the force.
At this time, Martha comes over, shuffling as she does. She's spry. Nobody really knows how old Martha is.
200.
She just looks pretty old. But she's got a little bounce in her step. Now she comes over.
New.
Yep, back in 1939. She's got a shawl over her, tied. It's one of those kind of ones that comes over and then she's got it tied so it doesn't. She's constantly like pulling it back up, and she like comes over and she puts a hand on like both your arms as she comes up. Says, "Oh, it's so nice that you two are getting to talk now." Yes, Jackson. Oh, look, you're as handsome as ever, and she like pats your face. Now, Gabriel, sit up. You're always with the slouching with you. You're such a pretty boy. I'm sorry. Young men get offended. You're so handsome. Now, if you just sit up a little. What's wrong? You don't like the creamed beef? It's going to get cold. Hold on. I'm gonna go get some seasoning. It'll make it a little bit better. But
she doesn't even
tell
season the green beef beforehand. This is why I don't want to try it. I know this is a soup kitchen, and I beggars can't be choosers, literally here, but.
And so she turns and like goes to go back to the counter to go get some of whatever the spices that she's gonna come to put on your food. And as she's bounding off like she does, and then when she walks by, you hear it's like at any time that she comes close by, you hear Jeff. He starts mumbling again. And Jeff's the old dude that's the constant, and so he's like, okay, all right. So she goes and she's going to go do that. Leave you two back to yourselves.
So you're the mutant whisperer. Any idea what happened to the other two?
Jimmy Star and Wanda
Jimmy
Hopkins.
this isn't
Jimmy and
character.
Wanda?
I don't remember their names. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
I'm staring right at them.
No, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they haven't been here for a while.
Hey man, people come and go. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, last I heard, they were talking about heading to Jersey. I really don't know. I mean, there's rumors, people just up and leaving.
Yeah, I heard some rumors too.
What did you hear?
Well, people are saying that people are just disappearing.
Oh, I mean, disappearing is a harsh word.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess take it for what it's worth, but on the streets, there's a lot of people concerned.
There was one kid up there that was friends with them. I've seen. Has anybody talked to Darian?
Let's see if Darian's here. Hold on a second. It's almost like on cue when Jackson's talking about him. Has anybody seen him? In through the door walks Darian, and
Okay.
like always, looking afraid. He's kind of like, he's got on. He doesn't really have a coat, for the cold weather. He's got a scarf on, and he's got a suit coat that he pretty much like a tweed suit coat with the collar up, and he's like holding it, and he's got some ratty gloves that he has on, and he's like looking around, and he's like looking like he's making sure that nobody's going to jump on him, and then he like hurries up and gets into the line to get some food.
There's Darian.
See, there's Darian. All right. We'll let him get his food, and then we'll chat with him, see if he knows anything about those two.
You really help mutants.
I help mutants figure things out, man. I just help them figure out what their power is, how to control it, how to deal with what they're feeling.
And you can really do that, huh?
I can help, definitely. Anytime you want to just chat, you want to figure things out, I'm open to it. What are you thinking?
I don't know.
That if he was really a cop, he would go and find these guys who are kidnapping.
No wonder he quit the force. He was probably kicked off the force. If only they were Google. Google his ass right now.
Yeah.
On my future phone.
Soak that in, everybody. There's no cell phones right now.
Right.
Not a one.
Well, not anything like no smartphones. The 80s, you remember they had the big...
Yeah, the brick.
The brick, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, too many of those down
Only
here in
government
Alphabet
officials
City.
had those.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's none in Alphabet City. You
Right,
got to go up
right.
to Wall Street for that shit.
That's right. Wall Street. Oh, yeah. It's the other side.
Yeah.
So Darian will get his food, and then he's
All
he's
right,
gonna,
and I wave him over.
And he just wave of relief comes over his face when he sees you, for one.
Okay.
And for two, then it's like, oh, because you could tell it's just like being in high school.
Yeah.
He turns around with his tray, and he's like, "Where am I going to sit?"
Right. And he sees me wave him over.
And he's happy. He actually smiles, and he comes over, and he still kind of gives kind of a cautious glance towards Gabriel, because Gabriel's kind of like one of those short.
Well, the new guys.
Well, he's kind of an ass. But,
I guess I'm being judged by the judge.
Oh.
So Gabriel comes and he sits down next to Jackson. He's like, hello, Mr. Briggs. It's Briggs, right? Jackson.
Yeah,
Briggs?
yeah. I told you can call me Jackson. Sit down. Meet Gabriel.
Yes, Mr. Briggs. Thank you. Hi, Keith.
Man, what's up, man?
You're not gonna.
Yeah, have you seen? We were talking about your friends. Your friends. Oh, damn it! I keep forgetting their name. Wanda and Jimmy.
Yeah. Have you seen them? Have you seen?
No, have you?
No, I was kind of. I was kind of hoping that I would see them now, or coming down here, but the past couple of days. I mean, we used to like hang around a lot, and then I don't know what happened when I went to go see my aunt. We'll try to, because whatever, I haven't seen them since then. So
Okay.
and they were, especially Wanda. Wanda really used to look out for me. Now
Right.
she's not. So,
How are
and then
you doing?
that's when Martha comes back over. Oh, here you go, honey. Here, try this. And she goes and she spreads this stuff, shakes it onto your cream beef and mashed potatoes. There you go. Now you try it. Try it.
I'm gonna.
And she stands there until you try it.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna
Okay.
it is tough for me to do, and it's fucking delicious once I eat it.
Of
There
course,
you go.
of course. So,
Right.
and she beams and she said, "Oh," and she's like, pats Darian on the shoulder, and then she goes back over towards the chow line, and Jeff.
Yeah, what's that guy's deal?
Oh, Jeff.
Jeff has been around for a long time. Okay.
Okay.
He was here when you were a beat cop.
Okay.
Jeff has been like in Alphabet City forever, it seems.
Right. He's the
lots of
staple.
people know of Jeff too,
Mhm.
and basically people say he's fucking nuts. Don't mess with him, you know.
Right.
But he doesn't cause any problems. He tends to just mumble and talk to himself all the time.
Okay.
But and it's like, it's Jeff,
Okay.
and he's like one of the few people. He can go pretty much anywhere in Alphabet City and nobody gives him any static, which is kind of odd, seeing that he's like a homeless dude. But
Right.
there's a couple of stories about him whooping some people's asses and stuff, which you find hard to believe because he's kind of like a bent over kind of dude. But
Right.
that's Jeff.
Okay. And basically, that's just what I tell him. Oh, that's Jeff. He's harmless. As long as you just stay out of his way, you'll be fine.
I'm trying to stay out of everybody's way, so no worries there.
Yes. Gabriel, you're a mutant too.
I mean, I'd rather not broadcast it across
I'm sorry.
the entire
I'm
kitchen
sorry.
here, man.
And
But-
he's talking. This is what I'm talking about. I knew it. See, he's kind of an ass because
he's getting real quiet.
because he's like one octave above a whisper, and he kind of like he hunkers into himself when he asks the question, and I could totally see Gabe just kind of like push back his beard and go, "Hey, man." So he apologizes.
So, do we know what Darren can do?
No, nobody does.
No, nobody does.
And to tell you the truth, you don't even know if he really is a mutant. He says he is.
Okay. Okay.
and-
And I just take him at his word.
yeah,
Probably.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
okay.
I mean, Martha did too, because, I mean, who would say they're mutant?
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, you're asking for a bunch of unwanted shit.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so why not? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So,
Okay. But yeah, I was able to help Darren figure out some things, and
this Darian, sir.
Darren.
Yeah, help him
That's what
figure
it
out
said.
his new name.
that's what I said.
And then, of course, Darian apologizes. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I misheard you. I'm sorry.
So you have no idea where your friends went, huh?
No, I mean, I know where we normally would sleep, but
Where's that?
I could show you, Mr. Briggs.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I mean,
You can take
is
me
it
there.
a night? I mean, covered? What kind of box layout do they have?
It's well, it's an abandoned, well, kind of like an old coal bin. I don't, yeah.
Oh.
It's in, yeah. You go down these stairs into. There's not really windows.
So it's a basement of one of these old warehouses, basically.
Yeah, but it was dry and and
Sure.
relatively as warm as it could be.
Well,
you could have a fire in there too, and the smoke didn't really it went through the holes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, after you're done, you get a meal in you, and then I want you to take me over there so I can look around because it's kind of, you're right, it's kind of weird how they just up and left.
Yeah. Gabriel, there's other, I don't know where you're staying, but there's room there.
I mean, I'm in the market.
Yeah.
This is HGTV.
Yeah, he's kind of
abandoned
hoping,
building edition.
Yeah, he's kind of hoping to find a new like tough that he can like cling on to, so he doesn't get his ass kicked. Is what he's looking for.
Yeah, I get it.
So
no, okay.
Great.
I don't have a lot on my plate besides creamed beef, so I have time
Great.
to kill.
We'll call it a field trip. You guys finish your meal, and we'll head out.
Martha.
Like, he's really unsettling.
It's just, he's fine. He's
Okay.
fine. What do you say there, Jeff? That's what I figured. All right, good man, good man. And I just kind of like walk over and head back to the line, and because I was helping people, serving food, and
Right.
broke off, and now I'm heading back.
All right. So when you leave, Darian gets really anxious again. He starts eating faster, and says, so you're gonna come, Gabriel, to when we to the place?
Yeah, man. Look, you're gonna have to settle down because you're making me nervous.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize. What's your last name?
It's just Gabriel.
Okay, Mr. Gabriel. I just feel
Then you can leave out the Mister, man. Don't worry about that.
okay. All right.
Aren't they around the same age?
No, well, how old is?
I'm 21.
Yeah, so you guys are similar in age. He's 18, so it's not. But he just, he's got such a meek personality. He just automatically seems younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because he's not like D-Bomb and J-Chain over there rapping about silverware. And they're happy when you come back up into the line because they got a list of questions. Yo, man, come on. You got to help me out. I'm looking for something that rhymes with salt. You got to help a brother out. Come on, man.
I leave that up to you guys. You guys are my entertainment. Come on.
No, man, because I mean, we get these beat. Come on, we get these lines down, then we go get a beat, and that's what it. Jay, give me a beat, and then Jay Chain starts beatboxing. And let's see how good he is at beatboxing. Let's see. Oh, they're good at beatboxing. They just can't.
Okay.
They can't rap.
Yeah, so they got the beat down. It's just they can't. It's hard to think of words that quickly.
They can't rhyme.
They should write them down first.
What they should do is try.
They're too busy freestyling. They got to write it down.
They should be like the next version of the Fat Boys, and they just like incorporate their beats into the rap. And
Wow, I haven't thought about that.
Back then, wasn't that was probably around the age of the Fat Boys?
I haven't thought about the age of the Fat
Boys
in forever.
And they're all about rapping about food, Rap Boys had a popular one about pizza, if I'm not mistaken. All right, cool.
So before we go, Jackson's away. I'm gonna say to Darian, "Are you okay on your own?
Well,
you're a mutant, yeah?
Yeah, I'm
You able to protect yourself?
Yeah, sort of.
How?
I mean, it's hard to say. I don't really know how to explain it, and I sort of when it happens, it's really hard to remember what happens when it happens. I mean, I remember bits and parts of it, but I just don't like what happens when I get angry.
I'm thinking crazy.
Oh, jeez. Then we find out he was a student of gamma radiation.
Yeah, right. It's like, well, my old teacher, Mr. Banner. He always gave me these pills to take, so they would do me right.
Let's say, all right, man. Let's get out of here. Let's check it out.
Yeah. Gabriel, and he's just looking straight down at the table when he's talking now. Have you ever killed anybody?
I walk out the door.
Uh-oh.
And I'll wait for them outside, but I don't answer that question.
And then he goes up. He goes up to you, Jackson. He's like, I think he's right.
Okay.
I think I said something wrong.
Oh, no.
Zips up his member-only jacket out there. It's a little nippy.
It is January. It's cold, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, this jacket's made for all seasons.
Yeah. Looking cool in all seasons.
Yeah. If you were a member, you'd know.
But if you ain't a member, baby.
Because this is members only.
There it is.
You don't know if you don't know. So,
Exactly.
So he comes up to me. He's like, "I think I said something wrong," and I'm like, "That's all right. We'll get past everything." And then I turn around because he does come in, right? This kid, he comes in a lot, and he like you said, he only has a tweed coat.
Right.
So I turn around, I pull out a winter coat, a better coat, not a winter coat, but a better coat. I throw it over his shoulders. All right, come on, let's go. And and that's all I say about it. Because that's like the kind of thing Jackson would do. He's like,
right.
He comes across something he knows somebody else can use. You know, he's not flush with money.
Right.
So he does rely a lot on like donations and stuff for the center and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So whatever he finds, he throws it out there. And that's the kind of person he is. And then he throws a coat over his shoulders, and then we walk out to meet Gabriel outside, who's zipping up his members only.
Right.
So he does it in like slow motion, and like his hair is blowing.
Very John Woo. Very John Woo.
Dude, your hair is so greasy it don't blow. What are you talking about?
That
it's
is
sticking.
true.
It's like it'll flip up and stick to another place.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so you guys go outside. It's basically this was lunch, is what this meal was that they were serving. You guys go outside. You hook up with Gabriel, and then Darian, who says thank you a number of times to you for the coat.
Mm-hmm.
And then he starts leading you on to where this spot is, where they would stay. So it's definitely in a part of the city where they're like starting to do some demo, but not quite getting the demo done in any kind of a, it's like, yeah, we're going to tear this house down, this building down. We'll do something with that. And then they like start on another one, like right on the other side of another building. And this one's still in between the two of them. Fine. And they only like demo the top floor of this one. And then the money ran out over here, or, so,
it's typical New York City fashion.
Yeah.
There you go.
So a little further north than where the Loving Spoonful is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts leading you guys, along the ways and what have you. And then he takes you back into essentially an alley, a back alley behind all these buildings. And just as essentially what it is, alleys leading into bigger alley sort of type of crap in between the buildings back to an actual alley sort of thing. So you're walking through this, you can't even really call it an alley. It's like basically just big enough for two people abreast to walk between the two buildings. He stops right at where it would go into an actual alley and freezes And then he takes a couple of steps back and goes, there's men down there in suits.
Okay.
The place, it's
all right.
It's
okay.
You've seen these guys before?
We have to go down that way. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'd kind of take the lead at that point because he's obviously faking.
Yeah, he immediately stopped, backed up, and got behind you guys.
Yeah.
As he was saying that.
All right. So I really don't see any threat. These are just guys in suits, right? Is there like any vehicle nearby, or
are you gonna walk out into the alleyway? Or are you just gonna like put your head out and look down?
Well, I'm gonna like look first.
Okay. So you go and you look and you look down here. Oh man, we're gonna have a roll. Holy crap!
What?
I know, right? I just got to make sure.
A role playing game.
I know.
Role playing game.
And if Gabriel's gonna look too, I don't know. Are you gonna take a peek around the corner down there at what's going on? Or are you just gonna leave that up to Jackson?
I'll leave it up to Jackson.
All right, Jackson. I need an intuition roll for you.
All right, intuition.
Let's see. What is your intuition? Let's take a look here. You have a excellent intuition.
Yes, I do. All right, here we go. Rolling.
94, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
Woo-hoo. You want? Oh, I didn't ask if you wanted to spend any karma on that.
I don't
think he needs it.
No, he doesn't. Of course. Okay, so excellent. Oh yeah, deep yellow. You almost hit red. If you'd got one more, you definitely.
For those of you
red.
watching at home that don't know the system,
yeah, very much so.
There's a chart. You roll a D100, and based on this chart, you know if you succeed or fail.
This is called the Universal Chart, and the Marvel Superheroes game wasn't the first game that this was introduced in. Actually, Indiana Jones from TSR was the first one to use.
What? Why are we not playing Indiana Jones?
Dude, because you can't make characters in Indiana Jones. You have to pick characters.
Oh.
That was the whole reason Indiana Jones went belly up. Nobody wanted to play
enough,
it.
Because if one person gets to be Indiana Jones, everyone else gets the crap.
You got it. That was it. You got one person who was happy, and then it's like, I guess I'll play Sala.
I'm going to play the little Asian kid. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. So,
trying to make him a stereotypical.
And then Marvel was the one that really popularized the. This is called Universal Table, and there was a lot of games that actually went to this. Gamma World had it for a little while, and what have you. And basically, you've got your ranks of your abilities, and then you've got the roll that you would do, and you would cross reference and see what type of success. White is the only failure, but there's more different types of successes than failure that were
so just in case you didn't think it was as nerdy as D&D, because there's not as much math, instead of math, there's cross-referencing.
Actually, it actually goes really, it actually goes really fast. We were doing a little pre-warm-up battles and stuff, and it was like, oh my God, trying to remember and work through the rules. It didn't seem like it, but it is really simple. I literally haven't played this game, in almost 30 years.
And we've never played this game.
I've never played the game,
It's been a while. When I first started playing role-playing, I played D&D to start off with for a little bit, and then I played a ton of this game when I was in middle school and just getting into high school. And then I found out about girls for a little bit. and but anyway, that's the Universal Table. You can Google it, you can find it. So there you go. You can actually too. You know what? At this point in time, I'm going to give just a quick plug, because I think it's a good thing to do. If you like Marvel, if you like the original, if you don't know about it, there's a website called Classic Marvel Forever. I'm almost positive that's what it is. But if you type in Classic Marvel in a Google search, something they didn't have in 1985, it'll come up, and you can find basically all the rules and all this different stuff, so you can play your Marvel games too. So there you go, guys, just so you know. All right, so
94 intuition.
Ooh. Oh yeah, so you nailed it.
He knows their names.
No, he got a yellow.
Isn't that?
He got a yellow. He didn't get a red.
Okay.
Okay. All right. It's really hard to get a red.
But
depending
a
on your
94 out
stats.
of 100, it's not right. Come on.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You do have a good contact on the force, though, still, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And your buddy's name on the force is Marco Ruiz.
Marco Ruiz.
Yes,
Marco.
He's actually
Marco.
A captain. He's your ex-partner.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
And so he's moved up the ranks after you had left.
Right.
So anyway, you go and you look around the corner and you look down the alleyway, and basically what you're seeing there is it's a black sedan, of course, tinted windows,
of course,
and you're seeing two guys. They totally got the men in black look. They got black suits on with the white shirts, black ties. They're wearing sunglasses. Total look like, aside Men in Black, they look like feds is what they look like. Okay. You do notice, one, they're packing.
Okay.
Definitely your old cop intuition and whatnot from seeing that. You can tell by the bulges beneath their raincoats and their suit coats.
They're definitely wearing trench coats. Come on.
Yep.
They're
They got it, of course,
they're
man.
Definitely wearing trench coats.
Of course.
And you notice that there's something just odd about the sedan. You can't quite put your finger on it. You're not sure what make or model it is. It's like, is that a Chrysler? It's like, no, I don't think it is. So is that an Oldsmobile? I'm gonna start throwing around cars that aren't made anymore now. It's like, I don't think it is. There's just something a little bit odd about it, and these guys are just kind of like sitting there shooting the shit. One guy's smoking a cigarette, the other guy's just kind of like scuffing on the ground and whatnot, and they're just bullshitting. Not loud or intense or anything, but they look like they're waiting.
Right.
And you can tell basically there's these buildings that exit out into this back alleyway. They have stairways that go down. Okay, so like you got stairs go down to the door. So these are definitely, like, I guess you would call them, they call them garden levels or whatever the hell you would call them, sub basements or what have you. So and they're parked right behind one. And there's like a one of those stainless steel briefcases is like on the ground. It's not open. It's sitting on its end, just like kind of just chilling.
Okay. All right. So I tell Gabe, you, and Darren, stay there.
It's Darian.
That's what I said.
Your name is Darian now. Now I got it right.
It is Darian.
Maybe I'm not the asshole after all.
No, you just wear the asshole on the outside. It's your armor.
Yeah. My armor is my members only jacket.
There you go. You got a squishy caramel inside. Everybody knows.
Okay. All right. I tell them to stay there. Stay out of sight until I call for you.
Okay.
And then I walk around.
And at this point, I'm gonna sort of sneak a peek at that point, but just to watch what he's doing.
Go ahead and give me an intuition roll.
All right.
I mean, you might see something that he doesn't see. I mean, that was a really good roll.
88.
You saw what basically he saw.
Yeah.
What's your intuition?
Mine's remarkable.
Well, hold on. We should probably check that. I'm pretty sure you're just going to have a yellow on that, too.
Yeah, it's yellow.
All right, cool. Man, if you had that rolling thing.
I have a universal chart.
There's a nice little Java program that allows you to just you roll.
And I do not have JavaScript on my computer, apparently.
It's easy. I'm pretty sure it's free. Anyway, so all right. So you basically see the same thing that Jackson saw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as soon as Jackson turns around the corner and starts walking away, Darian starts getting really tweaky.
You see these guys before?
No, I've never seen these guys before.
All right, stay behind me.
What
Up against the wall. Don't let them see.
He like assumes a position.
No, not like that, man. I mean, back up against the wall so they can't see you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a cop.
No, yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, so I take it when you're approaching.
You know what? I have to. Can I say? Because I normally want to kill every one of Will's NPCs. I really like Darian.
Darian's a good kid, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So And I take it you're not attempting to hide or the fact that you're approaching them or anything. Okay,
no, because it's an alleyway. Where am I going to hide?
Right, exactly. So
I'm sure there's like doorways or whatever, but nothing.
Yeah, I mean, there's garbage and
garbage cans, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I know. I just walk up, hands in my pockets, very nonchalant, and I'm not even gonna like engage them until and I'm gonna just try to go down the steps to the door and see what they do.
So, all right. So as soon as you start get out into the alley and start walking down that way, they instantly notice you. It's like even though they were talking and all that, it's like you've been around some of trained individuals before that you can tell that these guys, they're not slouches. Okay, these guys are trained up. And so they turn around, they look at you. One says something to the other guy real quick, and then the guy who was smoking a cigarette flicks his cigarette over, and he starts walking up to you and goes, "Hey there, friend. Anything we can help you with?"
No. I'm just here to see some friends. They're homeless. They live down in the basement down here. Just checking in on them, making sure they're okay.
Really? And he reaches into his coat.
Fuck him up.
And pulls out a notepad.
Definitely fuck him up.
I hear that from behind me. Shut up.
He flips it open and he "What's your name, sir?"
Well, what's your name?
I'm Agent Baker. And he turns around and goes, "That's Agent Metzler. And Agent Maddox is inside doing a little bit of, what's your name again, sir?"
Inside? Inside where? Inside the basement?
And your name is, sir?
My name is Jackson. Jackson Briggs.
Jackson Briggs.
Yeah.
Nice. Now you say you've got friends that live here, you do?
Well, I know people. I work at the homeless,
people.
soup kitchen, and just some.
We're not helpless. We just don't have any money for food. You son of a
sweet,
bitch.
sweet. Hey, Baker.
Lovin' Spoonful.
Yeah, he's at Metzer. Yeah, that's it. The Lovin' Spoonful. Yeah. Right. So you work down there, huh?
Yeah. And some kids, they come in.
You don't look like a guy that would work at a soup kitchen. No offense. Or I guess maybe that's a compliment.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Okay.
But a couple of kids that come in, usually on the regular, they haven't been showing up. Just wanted to check in on them, make sure they're okay. That's all.
I totally understand. And you know what? Thank you for wanting to do that. We appreciate all that you do, helping the poor. And but for right now, there's a little something going on here, and
that's making me wonder what is going on here. And I
exactly.
try to walk by you can walk by him.
No, and he just does that one. He just does that one step that's just stay in front of you. Yeah, so you go to sidestep, and he just steps. He's like,
okay,
stay in front of you. So you say your last name's Briggs, then, and you know the people that were living here. Okay, well, that's good to know. Where do you live?
I don't live near here.
Makes sense. We don't either. But
I just work around here.
Excellent. So you uptown? Where you Jersey? Sure, you're a Jersey guy. You convert it. You commute in probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Those are Jersey shoes. I'm thinking. Yeah.
Hey, you guys are trained well. So,
and I try
to do the whole sidestep and try to pat him on the shoulder,
and he just sidesteps again. And as he's doing this, he's talking. Then the other guy, Agent Metzler, he comes up and he stands to help make more of a wall. So he just comes up and he stands next to you, and he reaches into his pocket, and then he pulls out some gum. And he puts a stick of gum in his mouth, and he offers you a stick.
I'll be right back.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Excellent. So Metzler's standing there. Then he just he just kind of shrugs and he puts his gum away, and he goes, "Well, do you mind coming with us to ask? We would love to ask you some more questions."
Well, I would love to know exactly why you agents, as you say you are.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here.
How rude of me, Metzler. Show him the identification. All right. And so he reaches again into his coat and he pulls out, of course, the typical leather, and he flips it open and he holds it open to you. And you see written right there, and it says Shield.
Oh, okay.
And he shows it to you, and it's got Metzler's picture down there, the goon face that he is. And he just flaps that closed and he puts it back and said, I'm sorry, that was rude of. Do you need to see my identification as well?
I would like that.
Excellent, not a problem. I totally understand.
Now this time I really take a good look at it.
Okay, and he flips it open. Okay, give me an intuition roll.
Okay.
Nah, you can't tell.
Damn.
Now your time on the force. Okay, and for those watching or what have you, he rolled a 9, which is really bad. We roll a D100 here, and so you'd bumped into a shield agent here or there.
Okay,
but shield agents didn't run. Shield agents are a couple steps up.
Right.
Chain by far. You know what I mean? Even regular beat cop, as you would consider them, shield agents, which these guys probably are.
Yeah.
They never came down to the precinct. You know what I mean? And the only time that they were really ever involved on something was when there were soups involved. That sort of thing.
Okay.
But so it looks legit as far as you're concerned.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But now I know, like the higher ups are involved. So now I'm really curious as to what's going on.
Right. And so Baker's like, yeah, you want to get into the car and come with us just down to the.
Well, I mean, I understand.
We're doing a little work out of the local precinct and whatnot, and then you hear, as they're talking to you, you hear, "That's not going to be necessary, Baker." And then coming out from downstairs is another agent. Okay, he looks like Ray Fiennes, is what he looks like. Okay, he's got his hair. He's got that
slick back
sort of dealio. He's
very Eurocentric.
Yes. where they're wearing black suits, he's wearing a gray suit.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And he comes up and he goes, "No need to be talking with the locals. I think we've gotten everything we need here." And he stops and he takes a look at you for a second. Hold on a second. Come on, let's get to the roller correctly. Roll. Oh, yeah, okay.
Rolled
Excellent.
One better than Kim Chan did earlier.
Yeah, he rolled a 10, so that's good. That's good. So he takes a look at you, and you can tell that like he sizes you up in a split second, and he just like pays no attention to it, and he just goes over and he opens up the car door and he goes, "Let's go, boys." And he gets in, boom, close doors.
That's
it. And Baker just like flips his thing, his notebook, and says, "Hey, Briggs, right? Yeah,
right."
And he puts his hand out to you. He's like, "Yeah, thanks for answering our questions. We really appreciate that."
Sure, I shake his hand. Because I'm not trying to like start anything. I'll shake his hand. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. But what is it? What were you guys looking for?
And he pulls out and Baker pulls out a card, and he goes, "In case you see anything funny going on down around here," and he gives you his card.
And I go, "It's Alphabet City, man. There's always something funny going on around here."
Yeah, you're right about that. I should probably preface that with something. If you see anything, let's say, superhuman going on, like a mugging, don't call me for it. That's what the boys in blue are for.
Gotcha.
All right, good seeing you, man.
Okay.
He slaps you on the shoulder, and then they go in. They get into their sedan and start up the engine, and they just drive out of
They left. Okay.
During that conversation, taking off the members only jacket, put it in my backpack, taking out like a ratty like white hoodie, put it on, put the hood up, and then tied a blue bandana around my
Darian
nose and
starts freaking the fuck out when you do that. What do you?
I say just look. Not everybody
Uh,
is cool with
Are
mutants.
you going to be
man.
a superhero? That's
Not
what you're doing. You're disguising yourself.
I'm disguising myself because
Yes,
sometimes
but-
people don't like mutants. So you
Well,
just stay out of sight,
yeah,
man. You got it? If things go south, you stay out of sight.
Yeah. And so that basically goes on. For a while.
That's all we do.
Yeah, and then basically the car passes by where you guys are at, and just keeps driving. It goes out onto the main street, and it obviously pulled away and left. And you could see, well, no, because the windows are all tinted, so you can't even see who was in the car. So. But you did see at least the two guys. I take it you were probably sneaking a peek the entire time he's down there talking with them.
Me, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you saw that he was talking to these two guys for a while. You know, the one guy pulled out a notepad, was taking down notes and stuff like that, and they were doing this like sidestep dance.
I don't want them knowing what I look like. So
and then the guy in the gray suit came out.
Yep.
A couple of words were exchanged. They got in the car and they left. Yeah. All right. So what are you doing?
I mean, once they're gone and I can't see that car anymore, I'll say, "All right, Darian, let's go." I'll pull the bandana down, leave it tied up, and then take the hood off.
Gotcha.
So do I see him doing that as he's coming around the corner?
Yeah. I'm doing it as we come around the corner.
All right, and then you when you catch up, I'm like, okay, should I ask?
No.
Okay. All right. I just leave it alone.
Who were they?
Shield, apparently. Let's go check on our friends.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but I'll just follow him because he just turned and walked away.
You might know Shield. I mean, Shield is a.
I guess it's like a government agency.
Yeah, it's known as a publicly known. Fuck, man! At one time, you saw the helicarrier from a distance.
Yeah.
In New York, you see it like flying.
There's
low.
a civilian headquarters in Midtown East.
Yeah.
I saw from that map you had earlier.
That map? Were you checking it out? Okay. Yeah. So
all right.
it's like,
so I do. I guess I do know roughly who they are.
Yeah.
So.
And you do know that Shield, much like how they had told Jackson, we don't deal with your common criminals.
Yeah. Right.
You know.
Which is also another reason I didn't want anyone to see me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my God, is Shield in the mutant collecting business now? Ooh.
I don't know. Could be.
Man. All right. So we go downstairs. I just start walking down there.
Okay. So you go down, and Darian like comes running up at this point and goes, "Oh, yeah, here, yeah, I'll show you." So like it goes in the back door, which there is a door there. It's got a doorknob to it. It's loose. But there's no real way to lock this door.
Okay.
You go in though, and then there's like a doorway directly to your right, a doorway directly to your left, with go into essentially which look like these were either like some storage units or could have maybe been back offices or something at one point or time. And then it like leads out from these back buildings into essentially a big open basement. It's got beams in it for support, and you can tell that there's stairs on the far end that would go up and probably go up into the building.
Okay.
And like the first floor, and you would probably leave out if you went that way and were to leave out of the building. You get to the first floor and then go outside. You know, it has probably one of those elevated stairs and whatnot, so that you can throw your garbage on the sides and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah. So, trash everywhere. You know, there's you know, the rooms that look like they used to be like either offices or what have you, they're like two rooms connected. So you walk into a room, another door, another room. Okay, the back room and the rooms to the left are like cleaned up. Okay. The trash isn't all over the place. There's a mattress on the floor in this one. There's like a mattress in the back, and you know, tore up and out of use and what have. and you could definitely tell that some homeless people live in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But it doesn't look like dope fiend homeless. If
Okay.
that, you know what I'm trying to say.
No, I'm checking
Yeah,
the
yeah.
place out.
You can see where also too where they've jerry-rigged, and there's extension cords that run down into the window wells and in through these windows. The windows that are in there are inset small ones with bars, and then
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
the windows would open up to the great bars and stuff.
Yeah.
And they have it in, so like they actually have like electricity in there too.
Okay.
So you also see that there are, unfortunately, at one time or another, there were bars, like wooden beams, and you can tell when you first come in the first door and you go down, you automatically see that there was a bar that somebody had rigged so that they could drop it in place. It's broke.
Okay.
Okay, and
The bar.
the bar itself. So somebody kicked the door, and it broke the wooden beam that was in place, the little beam that would
Okay.
slide in. And then you look to one side, and you see on the ground there's like a jerry-rigged metal bracket that had been nailed up into place that got kicked out when that door was kicked.
Okay.
Someone needed a good amount of force to get that down. I would think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
these are like, old but steel doors, I would assume.
Right.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
barred.
And it's barred, yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's heavy and it's barred.
Yeah.
So yeah, there would have to be a significant amount of force to
Yeah.
keep that thing
Yeah.
open.
And when you see that, then you take a look at the door again, and you're kind of like, because it's kind of beat up already,
Right.
from all this misuse. But you can tell where there's just you can see where the paint's not there, because there's
Yeah.
lots of not paint there, but you can tell where the metal that's beneath it doesn't have the rust and whatnot on it. It's got that
Okay.
clean, just been knocked off kind of look to
Right.
it.
Mm.
So yeah,
So
It is-
somebody definitely kicked this thing, like forced
Yeah.
it open. Okay.
yes, exactly.
So I asked Darian, how long ago did this happen?
3 days ago.
You didn't happen to see who did it, did you?
I wasn't here. I was trying to see my hand, and when I came back, they were gone.
Shoot.
So
So I'm taking it this room, and I point to the room with the mattress. This is where you guys stayed,
yeah.
and you didn't go into the other rooms.
Well, didn't need to. They
Okay.
Jimmy and Wanda kind of
Yeah, sure.
So
All right.
and
All
then
right.
I
And I just
you
pat
know,
him on the
he
shoulder.
just gets real embarrassed at that point.
I'm not sure I understand, Darian. Could you explain to me in excruciating detail?
No.
Stop it. And I just like, stop. And I just pat Darian on the shoulder. I'm like, it's all right, buddy. And I just kind of walk into the room and start looking around. And
Okay.
and I'm basically looking to see, like, what they were doing there. What S.H.I.E.L.D. was trying to
Yeah.
do. That's what I'm more
Right.
concerned about now, actually.
With looking around in here, you're not seeing anything that's given. I mean, there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
You can tell that there was a scuffle in here,
Okay.
especially to your trained eye. You can tell. To now, Gabriel's more recently a homeless dude, right? He's not
Yeah.
used to living homelessly. So you
Right.
don't homelessly. Is that even a word?
I live homelessly.
Right. So, to the untrained eye, it might just seem like, well, isn't that the way all homeless people? They're dirty and all
Yeah, I don't
know,
probably notice a difference at
so-
this point.
But you can tell it's like, well, obviously there was a scuffle.
I'm eyeing the mattresses, essentially.
But
'Cause
even with, you're like, that one might work.
hey, I gotta say,
But here's the thing. You can tell that the place wasn't turned.
It wasn't
Okay.
turned.
No, they didn't go through their shit.
No, there was a scuffle and now they're gone. That's all.
someone
there is.
bashed through the door.
Yes.
Grabbed them and left, apparently.
There you go.
Well, that's
Interesting.
Now, here's the thing. Who's going to bash in a door and take away a couple of mutants?
a couple of homeless mutants.
Right.
Now, Jimmy, a lot of people might think it's kind of a sissy power that you can shrink. But even when Jimmy would shrink,
Take that, the Atom.
he couldn't shrink that much.
Take that, Rick Moranis.
But Jimmy was able. He was the special kind of shrink, which you can get in the book. I forget what you do to get it, where he retains his regular strength even though he gets smaller. Now, granted, he wasn't a strong guy anyway,
right?
But even being
when
small,
you're that size, it is, and you have even average strength, it's pretty impressive.
Exactly. But Wanda, on the other hand, is a badass,
right? Yeah, she has
and
powers.
Somebody taking Wanda away. They're not.
What was her powers
Joe.
again?
She's the one who can turn into metal.
But like
she's like a T-1000 is what she's like. She's like a T-1000.
She can cover herself in metal and she can form the metal.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So that would be quite the undertaking in getting her and taking her away.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So we see there was a scuffle. Somebody definitely broke in here. They didn't go through their stuff. They're gone. Shield was here. Yeah.
A lot of people have been saying that before the disappearances happen, you hear a humming noise, but how would you know?
How would you know that?
That's that's what I've heard some people talking about on the street about it.
By the way, I told you people were going missing, by the way.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of like still looking around thinking, and then I kind of like walk back looking at the ground, looking for like drag marks, stuff like that, looking back out the door.
You can find those, yeah. Actually.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And Darian, do you know anybody else in this neighborhood?
Yeah, some people.
Sure. Where? You don't have to bring me there. Just tell me where.
You mean like us?
Anybody you know around here. I need to talk to other people around here.
Yeah, there's Rico, but I don't know if you want to talk to him. And Why? You know exactly who Rico is.
Oh, okay.
He's a drug dealer.
Oh.
Last name.
No,
Suave.
I want to talk to him. And I look at him, like, no, I want to talk to Rico. I don't know where he is though. Where would I find him?
I guess if I
won't tell him.
Oh, okay.
I won't tell him you told me.
And he tells you the building that he lives in.
Okay.
And it's Rico's building.
Okay.
You know,
so there's like people around there, like hoods that work for him.
Yeah. It's your stereotypical, you know, there's the boom box on the step, you know, there's guys hanging out the window and, you know, giving the sign so that guy can do, you know, instead of it being a corner, he's got a building.
Right.
Sort of deal.
Okay.
You know.
So
he's like the local drug lord.
Sure.
It's like, but Darian tells you, it's like that Rico and him grew up together. So while Rico's kind of an ass, you know, at the same time, he's, you know, been sort of nice to him.
Okay.
He's the kind of guy that would, like, if he was eating a burger, he would throw it in the bag and then chuck it on the ground for him to pick up.
Right.
If this makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
That's his way of being nice. I left it for him.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm going to do something nice for you, but I'm going to show you how I'm in charge of all this. And you do whatever the fuck I want you to do. Boom.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So and does Gabe come with me?
Oh
I
hell yeah!
asked him,
He's wearing aviator sunglasses. Of course, this son of a bitch is coming with you.
Mirrored aviator
Mirrored.
sunglasses.
There it is.
That's right. That's
There
right.
it is.
All right.
Yeah.
So we head over to the building.
Do we want Darian to come with us or to wait here?
No, because apparently
Gary
he was
does
scared.
not want to go.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
he
Fine,
was scared.
Fine.
Yeah,
So he stays.
he's afraid that if he were to show up with you guys, then he would be fingered,
Yeah.
as he's the guy who sent.
And then, oh wait, before we leave, I tell him, find somewhere else to stay, because maybe they would come looking back for him. We don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I was thinking about staying here, actually.
But they already know this place.
But maybe they won't come back because they know that I wasn't here.
Well, I'll leave it up to you. You decide what you want to do. Okay. Either way, I'm going to come back around this way and see if you're here. If you're not here,
I'm really planning on staying here.
He's like, he's like, I got no place to go.
you got nowhere else to go.
And
All
this
right.
is better than where I've been staying, even with the danger of kidnapping.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
now correct me if I'm wrong, because I got to lean on you guys in the New York stuff here. Is the Bronx is not on? It's
The
across
The Bronx
the river.
is way up top.
Way north.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, because
Yeah.
that's where his aunt lives.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
where. Yeah.
That's where Derek. Because I knew it wouldn't be close.
You were in the
Okay.
exact opposite direction of the Bronx.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's what I wanted. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's where he says that his aunt lives, and his aunt really
Bronx
doesn't.
represent, by the way.
It's like doesn't have. She doesn't have room or anything, but he like goes to see her every once in a while. And she might give him a buck or two.
Right. Okay.
So that's the best he's got going.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
As we're walking,
hmm
I say, how well do you know this kid?
As well as you can know somebody who comes into your job every day.
Do you know anything about his powers?
I really don't. I don't push. That's not my thing, man. I don't push.
No, I get it. It's just.
Ask him about his powers, Jackson.
Yeah, by the way, what are your powers? You said
No,
you
like-
didn't push!
right, exactly. It's not like, or I could just be like, it's not like I pushed about your powers, have I?
That's true,
Yeah.
but the only reason I ask is because I was talking to him while you were beatboxing with J Train and D
D-bomb. D-bomb and J-Train.
And yeah,
And while he said that he couldn't remember when his powers kicked in, that something happened and he couldn't remember.
it's common, especially in the beginning when the mutant powers develop, that memory loss happens. That's not that uncommon. He could just black out. He could be repressing it. I mean, until he actually comes to me and says like, "Hey, remember this." There's nothing I can do for him, really.
I get that. I'm concerned that he may be the one that we're looking for.
Kind of jumping the gun, aren't you? Didn't you think? I mean, he wasn't even around.
Well, that he remembers.
That he remembers. Wow. You sure you're not a native New Yorker? You sound paranoid enough.
It's the man trying to bring you down.
Grown up in the streets of Cleveland.
The mean streets of Cleveland.
Dude, there's some mean streets in fucking Cleveland, dude.
I say, okay, well, I'm just throwing. Let's keep all options on the table.
We'll pin that idea. Come back to that later.
You know him better than I do.
I don't really know you that well, and I'm trusting you to watch my back on this.
He does seem capable, though.
I
There's something
appreciate it.
about,
Oh yeah.
There's
I'm not
something
saying
about
he's-
Gabriel that seems like a capable dude. He doesn't.
I mean,
seem-
he got to New York on his own from Cleveland, so I figure he has his
Well, again,
brain in his head.
right, but also too with your trained detective mind and eye, he walks like a fighter.
Okay.
He doesn't walk like just some dude.
Right.
He walks like at any second he would stop and beat somebody's ass at the drop of a hat.
Right. Okay.
Like
He's thin and wiry,
Yeah, like you used to hang around a little bit with the
like a young Adam Sandler.
Exactly.
yeah, like the boxing the police department boxing tournaments and stuff like that, and how like different areas and different precincts would have different guys that would train up for the contests and stuff, and so you saw guys who were like trained in how to beat somebody's ass.
Right.
And he's got that in spades.
Okay.
I don't even
that
exercise.
makes more sense then. Yeah.
I don't even exercise.
I just walk from Cleveland to New York.
That's right. He did that.
A really good
Like
cardio.
the whole way.
Yeah.
he came, no, you did. Was it Keith Carradine and Kung Fu that shit all the way over here?
Barefoot.
Yep.
Barefooted his way across the mean streets of Cleveland.
There you go.
East side and everything, motherfucker.
There you go. All right. Anyway, so you guys make it over to the building where he told you where to find it. Okay. It's kind of tucked away in the fact that it's not on any main street. Okay. So I'm not sure of the main avenues or whatever that would be running down in through there. So it is a side street off of one of those.
We could even say just to give it more of a geographical location, we could say it's like bordering on like Chinatown. Yeah, a lot of side streets, a lot of back alleyways down in Chinatown. So yeah, that would fit.
Okay, so the building itself, you can pretty much tell because, like I said, it was there's guys out on the stoop. There's like 3 dudes on the stoop chilling, and they got old members only jackets on.
He's a tough group. Watch out.
When did Troop come out? When was
Troop? Oh
Yeah.
man, I think that was later in the 80s.
That was
I don't
later
know.
80s.
I don't know.
maybe.
I'm going purely off of memory. I could be completely off base.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, so basically, you can tell that they're dressed fly.
They're in the Adidas sweats.
Yeah, there you go.
They're
They got
flashing the Adidas.
Yeah,
No
there you go.
laces.
No laces. Hope they don't have to run from the police because those shoes are gonna go shoo shoo.
That's right.
So you've got 3 guys on the step. Okay. You got a guy. They got chains. They're definitely living the lifestyle. There's a dude.
One of them has to have like Mr. T like chains.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
he does.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's the guy he's got the fake Mr. T thing going on. He's got the Mr. T starter kit. He's got the shirt. It's cold, and he's got basically on a sweatshirt, and he cut the sleeves off.
Yeah.
Right.
And
of course.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a zip
He's got
up
a weight
that's
belt
open.
on. He's got a weight belt on. You know what I mean?
He's got the open shirt zipped up, and the starter set. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And then there's
I pity the fool who gets frostbite.
there's a guy
Meat get cold.
like it's essentially, I don't know, brownstones are what? They're normally 4 stories or 3?
3. I think.
Usually 4. Because
4
like the
stories?
first one, you have like the super area. Then there's like 3 apartments, but it's 4 stories.
Yeah.
Okay. So like at the 3rd window, there's a guy. The window's open, and he's sitting on the windowsill. You can tell that dude's like the main lookout because he's got the better looking street, all this different stuff. Got his Kango on, chilling. And then
I still wear my Kango hat.
I know you do. I know you do. And I'm sure
I
you
haven't
wear.
stopped.
I'm sure you still wear shorts with that Kango too.
I would if I could. I'm a baby in the cold. So.
Oh, there you go. So, and they're basically like, you can tell. Like, are you going to try? Okay, because here's the thing: you were a cop,
Right.
and
Exactly.
you got
But
that
these guys
cop
do
walk.
not scare me.
Well, no, you got a cop walk. They're
Yeah.
basically
That's
going to
fine.
they're going to peg you for a cop.
That's
so are you
fine.
going to try? Are you going to try and hide that, or are you just going to roll with it?
Nah, man, I don't. No, see, that's the thing. Like, especially if you were a beat cop, like if you're trying to hide something, they're gonna pick up on that. That'll make things worse.
That's what I figured. So as you guys are walking up, okay, you're still down the block. You hear the dude with the Kango that you can see, sitting on the window. He whistles, and just yells "Bible," and and then or whatever the hell the term would have been at that point in time for the police. So and then you see the 3 guys on the stoop like talk for a little bit, and then one of them runs away.
Okay.
Like he just gets down off the stoop, and then he like runs down the street and then off into an alleyway. And the other 2 guys are still there on the stoop, and the dude with the Kango's still sitting up.
Okay. So then I walk up to the other guys on the stoop, and I'm just like, hey man. And I kind of like, I'm wearing like a hoodie, sweat, zip up, and I just kind of open it up. I'm like, hey man, I'm not here for any trouble.
I know you ain't here for no damn trouble. I could have told you that before you stepped up in this motherfucker. You weren't in here for no damn trouble. That's Mr. T, by the way.
Of course. Like, that's right, man.
What you and homeless white boy want?
We're just looking to find some friends, and I know the man's got some info on that. That's all I'm looking for, man. We just looking for some info, and we are out.
Oh, so you ready to pay? All right, I hear that. Yeah, what you got? How much? Oh.
And I look him dead in the eye.
Oh yeah, here it
comes. Here it comes.
I look him dead in the eye, and I'm just, hey man, we're just trying to look for some kids, man. These kids are homeless. They ain't got nothing. Now they're missing. That's sad. Don't you think that's sad? Don't you want to like help me find these kids? That's all they are. They're just kids.
Yeah, man. All right.
I'm looking around like, what the fuck just happened?
Now you're gonna
I'm ready for a throwdown.
Right.
Now are you gonna drop the emotion control on the other guy that's there too? Because he's like,
no, because this is the main guy.
Okay.
All I have to do is convince him.
All right. No,
Again, there's a hierarchy.
That.
You know, there's a hierarchy.
Yeah. Okay. And he starts literally tearing up, dude.
Yeah. But he's
okay,
like,
for everybody who's watching, what just happened here is our boy Jackson has emotion control. Okay, and basically how it works is if he can make eye contact with you, he can drop his emotion control out. Now, the reason there was no rolls that occurred there is because I play with the automatic success and automatic failure rule, which is basically if you outclass somebody by 3 ranks, it's automatic.
These are outclassing this dude.
These are street level thugs. Yeah, these are street level thugs. They don't have the intuition to be able to resist his. Do you want me to hold off and not tell the rank?
Yeah.
We'll leave it in suspense.
Yeah,
Basically, these fools don't have a chance against him. Is what it is. And he's like, "All right, man, fuck this shit." He like opens up the door, swings it open. The dude gets out of the way because he like almost hits him with it.
Right.
He like throws because it's like double door, and he throws the other door open. He goes walking in. He's like wiping his eyes. Fuck this bullshit. And he just goes walking in. He's like, "Come on."
And I was like, all right. And I just like follow him in and smile.
Okay.
And Gabe is like, Gabe is probably all confused.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on here, right?
No, and basically you thought there was like a fight about the pop.
I was ready for a fight,
yeah. And you weren't concerned in the fact because you'd mop the floor.
Yeah,
with these
but
guys.
I'm more concerned now with what just happened than I was with the idea of a fight.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just kind of look over my shoulder at Gabe. All right, come on, let's go.
And
all right, man.
And you guys walk past the dude that's still at the door, and he's all like, he's dumbfounded too. He's like, what the fuck just happened? It's like Gabe and him look at each other and they both kind of like shrug. Like,
no
I don't know,
idea,
dude. Man. Okay, so Mr. T leads you guys in down a hall to essentially you go in. There's like a little foyer. There's steps that are going up and what have you, and then there's like a door for obviously an apartment here, apartment there, or whatever, and then the door is straight back. And he takes you straight back to this door, opens it up, and it opens right into a living room is what it is. And he doesn't knock or anything. He just opens up the door and just starts walking through the room crying. And as now the room that he opens it up into, it's smoky. Okay. and you can tell that people in here, well, smoking.
Mm-hmm.
There's no visible paraphernalia around them.
Sure.
So obviously they're just smoking joints or something easy that they can just get rid of. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're just like, there's like a half dozen dudes just sitting on these couches and stuff. Now,
by the way, anybody who was paying close attention would notice that somehow, like, the smoke never actually gets within an inch of me somehow.
Oh, okay. I like that. Okay. You just kind of like this air pocket around you.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
That's cool. So, now the guys that are in there, again, you know, they're typical street thug attire for the era, except for this one skinny dude, white Kango, white tracksuit, white wife beater, pristine. You know, it's all they ain't a scuff on these Adidas that he's wearing. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's got.
He doesn't get dirty.
Yeah, he's got big old fat gold rings on. He's got a fat gold chain, and he's sitting there, and they're like sitting around bullshitting. There's like the TV's on, playing something. It's like it's just more for odd, but you heard even before you got to the door, you heard the rap music, and they're matter of fact, they're listening to Boogie Down Productions right now.
Nice.
I
was
sure they were going to listen to D-Bomb and J-Chain.
No, they're trying to cut the record deal yet, man. They haven't made the record deal yet.
Get the local flavor in there.
Yeah. and so, like, when Mr. T comes in, he's crying, he's wiping his eyes and stuff. He just walks straight through all of them, and they're all like, what the? And then they turn back because the door was left open, and they see you walk in with Gabe behind you.
Right.
And one dude just reaches over to and just hits the stop button on the boom box. And it's one of those boom boxes that's like the size of a suitcase. You know what I mean? It's got like stickers on it, like warning, don't play around and shit like that.
And then all of a sudden it's just cricket.
Yeah, it's just silence. And you see each and every one of them just start to they just pull up their shirts a little bit. And that's all they do. They just sit there. Nobody does anything. And each one of them they have guns in their waistbands and whatnot. And they're just looking at you.
Right. And so he brings us up to, what's his name?
Rico's the dude's
Rico.
name.
Right, Rico.
You pretty much know who Rico is.
Okay. Yeah, I see him, and Rico. I bring respect to you, my brother. All I'm looking for is some information about some kids. Maybe you might know.
What the fuck did you do to T?
I just made T realize.
No, T! What the fuck's wrong with you, man?
It's been a trying day.
And then all you hear from the back room is,
oh, fuck all that shit, man. This ain't right.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He knows that we're just trying to help.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Jackson.
Let's see. They might know who you are.
Right.
You do have a little bit of a rep in this. You know what the fuck am I rolling for? Roll a D100 for me.
All right.
Wait, what's your popularity?
Oh, let's see.
I forget. There's
probably
mechanics
not
to this.
That's
shit.
right.
It's probably
Popularity. No, it's shifts. It's a shift 0.
Okay, so you got you got no popularity right now.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say though,
you might gain some after tonight, though.
I might.
Well, this is what I'm saying. That is your superhero popularity.
Right.
You do have some cred around in this neighborhood. So what we're gonna do is I want you to roll right now. Just roll me a D100, and we're gonna see what your popularity is. 9. Okay.
Oh wow.
Nobody knows.
That's
who
not
the
good.
Fuck, nobody knows who the fuck you are.
Jackson
I was gonna
who?
try
Right.
and give you a little bit of something to play
I
with.
wanted
there.
it. It's not happening, man.
Don't forget, you've got karma that you could drop
That's true.
on
I
rolls
could,
if
I
you
could
want.
still do that. That's right. I forgot.
Well, you're supposed to do it before you roll.
Before,
But
but that's fine.
see it's how. Now, see, I'm going to be benevolent here.
No,
see
no,
it's
no,
how.
no.
See it's how.
I don't want
You know, you guys don't know the system. You're new to the rules. You're new to the game.
All right.
I will allow a retcon on this if you wish.
All right. We'll do it one time. One retcon only.
How much?
Okay.
Karma.
How much-
All right. I'm gonna wager. What do I got?
I'm going to let you roll again, too.
Okay. Okay.
Okay? Because, you know, law averages, you know, you bust 99 and you spent 50 and you just wasted 50 karma. You know,
Right.
that would be the justice of it. So
Right.
how much karma do you want to spend on this?
I'm gonna spend 10.
Just 10?
Just 10.
How
Just
much
10.
karma do you have?
78.
You can't take that shit to the grave with you. You know that, right?
I know. I know. Just 10.
Okay, just 10? Okay, because
Just
that's
10.
pretty much that's the minimum you can spend anyway. So
Oh, is that the minimum? Then
the
15.
minimum you can spend.
I
Okay, so
didn't want it to be the minimum, but I don't want to be too far off the minimum.
So
All right.
spend 20. Make
20.
it even.
We'll do 20.
All right, 20 it is.
It's gonna roll.
All right. So I re-roll.
Reroll and then at okay, so
Hey!
65.
All right, so 20
Nice.
is helpful there. Yeah.
Okay, so
Nice.
65. What we're gonna say,
And I got to change my count, right?
yeah, you got to
Yeah,
drop it by that 20 that you just spent. Okay, so in the neighborhood, we're gonna say, well, hold on a second. I'm gonna do this because this will be easier. 65. You have a remarkable popularity currently
Okay.
in the neighborhood.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is what we're gonna. So this
And
is
this
how
is Jackson Briggs, not mental.
Jackson Briggs.
Right.
So you're gonna have to keep this like a separate track of this because
Okay.
the way that I do it. Okay, as far as your popularity goes, is you have your superhero popularity and then you have your alter ego's popularity. If
Okay.
at any time the two become one, like if you have a public identity, you just go public.
Uh huh.
Like Steve Rogers has
Right,
only one
right. The
popularity.
Fantastic Four, right?
Yeah, the Fantastic Four only has one. But say like Spider-Man, I would have him have two popularities. There'd be Peter Parker's, and then there would be Spider-Man's. Okay. These are the types of there's people who are friendly to you,
Mm-hmm.
people who are neutral to you, people who are unfriendly to you, and then people who are hostile to you.
Mm.
These guys definitely are not friendly. Okay.
But they're not hostile.
They're not hostile.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that they're neutral either. So what I would say is they're basically unfriendly because
But-
your
okay.
rep is you're
The
that
beat
do-gooder ex-fucking cop who
Right.
works out down at the soup kitchen thinking he's better than we are and all this, you know,
Right,
trying to
right.
talk all that non-violence bullshit.
Right.
You know, so you're definitely unfriendly. Okay, so what you need to roll and get is a red to impress these guys with your popularity. So what you're going to do is you got a remarkable popularity. So you're going to roll, and then we'll
Yeah.
look on your remarkable popularity and see.
You look like a 95 plus, according to this.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
And
going to
how-
be hard.
This 65 that I rolled before, does that count towards it or no?
No.
No,
That
this
was
is
just we were just rolling to figure out what your popularity
Oh, I see.
in the neighborhood was. That was just
Okay.
me doing that.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So now this is to see.
This is you influencing them.
Okay.
So
Ooh.
yeah, you ain't influencing.
It's a good thing you
I'm
didn't
not-
waste any of your karma on that roll, too.
Yeah, you got a white. You get rolled a 13.
Okay.
You didn't get a color, so there's no success here.
Okay.
So you can see you would get as much out of talking to the wall as you would out of talking to these guys. So go ahead and tell me what you're telling them.
Okay.
Because it'll still dictate how many bullets they try to put into you.
That's great. So I got my human shield with me.
Did you hear that?
All right.
Gabe, you got a new moniker.
I got you. Although I'm standing
All right.
behind you.
That's right. So basically, I'm assuming he's sitting down, right?
Yeah, nobody's gotten up. All they did was pull up their shirts to show you that they were all
Right,
packing.
right. And I kept my hoodie open, my jacket open, so I'm just like, hey, I'm unarmed. And I'm just like, hey man, I'm just trying to find these kids, and T knows that. That's why he let me in here. I know you're the man with the information on the hood, so I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with these kids. That's all it is, man. That's all it is.
So
nobody
you
has
come
to
up
be
in
get
here into my house, disrespecting my man, to ask a favor?
Nah, no disrespect.
He's crying. Listen to him. I ain't never heard him cry like that in my life.
It's very sensitive.
That's because he's upset. Listen,
He understands the severity of this problem.
That's right. He understands that these are just kids on their own.
You want something from Rico. Because Mr. Big walking the streets, I'm better than everybody else. Cop man, Mr. Jackson Briggs, can't do it. So he comes to the real man in the neighborhood. The real power becomes the Rico.
All right, Rico, you caught me. That's it.
That's
I
right.
know you're the. You are
That's
the man
right.
with the-
And he looks at his boys and he goes, "That's right. You see that? You see that?" All right.
And again, I just kind of like non-threatening, like, and just kind of like look him in the eye, and just be like, "That's right, man. You are the man. You should be proud of yourself. You should be proud that you can help me help these kids. You should be proud of that. Go for it. You do that."
Fuck you, your emotion control bullshit. And he's like, "That's right, because I'm doing this because I run this shit around here.
That's right. You do.
Nobody else, just me. And that's why I'm going to have this cop do the stuff for me. He's going to do my work." What you need
That's
to
right.
know.
You don't like. Listen, there are people coming in, taking people out from underneath your nose in your own hood, and you don't like that. I can tell.
That's right. That's right.
And you're gonna help me stop this.
That's right, because those are my customers they're taking. I can't have them taking my customers.
That's right. So
what you need? What
Wanda, was Wanda and you know Wanda.
Yeah, you talking about that fine girl be hanging out with that skinny ass white boy all the time? That ain't right.
Those two are missing.
Okay.
And somebody took them. I could tell.
They ain't the only people who've been taken from up out of here. You know that, right?
Really? I've heard rumors, but these are the two that I know.
Well, the only people they're taking is either the people who are burned out totally, ain't got no money to buy none of my products. So I don't give a shit. But tell you what, I'm gonna do you this favor.
Okay.
Because you're gonna do me a favor later.
Sure.
I don't know what this favor is, but you know I run this bitch. And so since you know I run this bitch, you're going to hook me up when I need to get hooked up, right?
That's what this is all about, man. We help each other.
Damn right that's what it's all about, doing when I need something. All right. I can tell you this much. You know, I don't know if you heard, but there's been some talk about when this stuff goes down and when people end up disappearing, there's like this, like a humming noise that you hear, like a, I don't know, like a air conditioner getting ready to like die or some kind of shit. I don't know. I ain't never heard it, but I heard plenty of people talking about they hear it coming from coming from all around. But I had this one fella. He said he seen it, and it was something up in the. It was dark, so like he didn't see it, but he saw the darkness of it. You know what I'm saying? And it was basically it's coming from up in the sky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you take your police ass up on a roof somewhere and look around at night when all these people be disappearing, maybe you see something. Don't fall off.
I might do that. I'm probably gonna do that, Rico. Yo, man, I appreciate everything.
I know you do.
That's right. And I appreciate me and my friend walking out of here safe.
Of course. I said I wasn't gonna do nothing to you.
All right. And I said, thank you. And then I just kind of like back away, kind of slowly, bringing Gabe with me.
And he's just doing that head nod like, that's right. I told him what's up.
That's right.
As he's doing that, I just go a little, and the smoke that's around him, like sort of just like billows into like his mouth and his nose, just to give him a little cough, just to make it look like he's not so cool.
Dude, he's been sucking this smoke in all day. He ain't coughing none.
But it's not coming when he's not expecting it.
All right, this is a little different. Give me a roll. You got because you're going to be using your what is it?
Matter animation.
Yeah,
matter animation.
All right, let's see it. All I heard
61.
was that's good. So you blow some smoke in his face here.
Just a little cough. That's all.
Just a little cough. Well, I got to have my man roll. Hold up. Yeah, he starts hacking a little bit, but he doesn't know what to think of it because nobody just blows from across the room and has.
Oh, I don't want it to know that I just want to. I just want to.
Okay, I guess
it's just annoy him a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, he coughs some.
That's all I wanted.
He gets a quick coughing jack.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
He gets exactly.
So he goes to this whole big spiel and then his.
Dude, you're talking about a room full of potheads. They cough like that all the time.
No, that's fair. It's just for my own entertainment.
Yes,
right.
It was successful, sir.
And then I wander off.
So we walk out, and I turned to Gabe. I'm like, "Have you heard of anything like that before? Hovering?"
Not only have I not heard of that, I've never heard about what the fuck you just did to those two dudes, man.
Don't worry about that. I just kind of like brush over it. Don't worry about that. I have always had a way with people. So I don't want to go back and double check on the little guy.
Yeah.
Make sure he's okay. And then
his name is Darian.
Darian. All right, let's go.
Your
check
rep
on
is going down amongst the homeless mutants.
Yeah, your popularity
name.
with Darian is now excellent. It dropped a whole class there, whole rank.
All right, so we head back, double check on him, make sure he's safe.
He is. He's trying to fix the bar thing for the door.
Okay. So, assuming it's getting late, Gabe's talking about he wanted to stay at that building in that one of those rooms there, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I figure, all right, this should be a decent place to hang for the night, and I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna set up a post up on the roof, take a inventory of what's around, start setting up a what do you call it, observation post.
Okay, you can find pretty much whichever building's the tallest that has the best vantage point of the neighborhood. You could find that and then try and set up something up on that. I mean, the buildings here aren't overly tall, but you know what I'm saying? So you could find one that's a little bit taller than the others, and it's probably got a fire escape on it some sort of way, so you could make your way up the back way and what have you. I mean,
all right. So yeah,
either that or Gabe could show off and fly you guys up there.
He doesn't know what I can do.
No, I know. That's why I said he could show up.
Or that's even better. It was if we can only get to the top of this building, it's occupied.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to do probably. It's gonna be. I don't know how we're gonna do this.
I think I need to have Adam watch the DM Love video that we've recorded for the Don roll again. Yeah. It's that ain't gonna work.
All right. If you're really trying to figure out a way to get up into that top of that building, I'll say I can make this happen.
Yeah, let's just say the fire escape's broke.
Okay.
Like
Well, also, if
when the
it-
sections of the ladder is not even there. It's gone. It's laying in the
Well,
alley.
I mean, most fire escapes you can't reach it from the floor, from the ground. Anyway,
if you
have
can,
to
it
be
would be a
inside.
way. Yeah, that you just walk
Yeah,
right into
there's-
people's houses. Yeah.
yeah.
So, like, and if it is an occupied building, I can't just walk in through the front door.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like, if
it's-
only I could get up there, this would be the best spot.
All right, it's. God damn it! Is Darian here?
I wouldn't
No.
think. No, yeah, I think this is after you guys checked on him.
All right.
Yeah.
I say this is probably going to be a little bit uncomfortable for you. And all of a
Uncomfortable
sudden,
how?
the winds,
Right?
the winds start. Bend over. No, the winds. The winds start
Like
whipping.
sex in the back of a Volkswagen uncomfortable? Or what?
What's that from? That's a line from a movie.
That's from Mallrats.
That's right. Okay, cool.
So the winds start whipping around. And I'll just grab onto like the back of your hoodie,
Oh, God.
and then suddenly you're engulfed in a whirlwind. And it's a lot more powerful than it probably should be just for us to get up into this thing. So there's trash being strewn all over the place, boxes. The dumpster moves slightly, bangs up against the wall. And then
Now,
we
don't
lift.
I have to do a
Yeah, well, once we
constitution
lift
check?
off, you do, yeah.
Okay.
So that which is right now.
Alright.
So now you need
Okay.
to do an endurance check.
Yep. Give us an endurance
All right.
roll. Let's see.
Right.
What kind of endurance we got on
I'm
our man?
good.
here?
I just have
Got
good endurance.
Good endurance. Okay, cool. What does he got to? What does he got? He's just got to pretty much make.
He just
If
has
it
to
doesn't,
Yeah,
okay, then you just need to make a color.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, because
Alright.
this is just air sickness anyway, so it's
Right.
not
Right.
like
Okay.
kind of real big deal.
Oh.
Yeah, he's sick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just.
You are
yapping.
rolling a D100, right? Yes, you
Oh,
are.
yeah.
He rolled a
This
3
thing's
for those
working,
of you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's puke just like now it's because of the whirlwind too. It's just spewing out all over the alleyway here too. And then we get to the top, and it seemed to you like it took forever, but it took about 30 seconds tops.
It probably didn't even take 30 seconds.
Probably didn't take
Yeah.
about 10 maybe.
10,
Yeah.
if that. Yeah.
So we're up at the top of the building. I say, you okay?
Jesus Christ, man! What the hell was that? I'm just like
Wipes the
wiping
puke.
Yeah.
my face.
Um,
Got it
yeah.
all down my shirt.
Yeah, so that's my power.
You could have given me some warning, Gabe. God.
I said I could help you up.
Whoa. Uncomfortable, you said. All right.
Yeah. So far, I haven't met anybody who's been able to withstand that.
Yeah, you think?
I'm working on it. I'm working at making it a little bit less rocky.
Now, if only you'd brought some lawn chairs and, like, I don't know, some burgers.
Yeah, I know. A little portable TV, black
Right?
and white.
With
Runs
the
on
rabbit
batteries.
ears.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so you guys are gonna like kick it on this rooftop during
Sure.
the is that
Yeah.
the plan?
Have
Okay.
a little
It's gonna be
reconnaissance.
cold.
Yeah. Well, I would live outside anyway,
He
so we
lives
need. I
outside,
just
yeah.
Yeah, and you're cold then too.
right. Yeah. I put my members jacket over my members only jacket over the hoodie. Put the hoodie up.
Right. Okay.
Bandana up over my mouth.
All right. So you guys are gonna huddle down up there on the roof.
Pull
and,
some newspaper out of my backpack, shove it in my shirt.
Right. Okay.
So since we're on the roof, there's probably a roof door
Yes.
that I can like open up
Mhm.
and just kind of like stay warm in there for a little bit and then come back out. That's what I was thinking because I didn't take anything with me, so I'm like, all right. But once
You
you're
could
on the roof, you can get back in the building.
You could always send Flyboy to go get whatever you need.
I mean, I'm not as.
Yeah, I don't think he would appreciate being my little gopher.
Yeah.
Well, man, you can go buy
So
him
now
some.
I can.
If
do
you're gonna buy
lit-
him some burgers, I mean, he the last good meal he had was
Was
creamed
the soup.
beef.
Right? which was
So-
delicious.
Which was delicious. Yeah.
All right, I'll be willing to spring for some burgers if you would make the run out and pick up some
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
for
no,
me.
I'm all up. I'm all about that. Yeah.
All
I
right.
will- if you pay, if you're buying,
I like slap $20 into his hand. I tell him to go back to the Love and Spoonful, and I have a bag. Just grab that bag for me and bring it back.
you got it. I'm thinking you're not going to get change, but yeah, I'll go. I'll go get.
And
his
I mean, I
bag.
yell, "I want my change!"
I'll get. Can't hear you, all the wind.
I was just gonna say. No, what you say is when you come back, it's like, man, that was really nice of you to say keep the change when I left, man. It's like I told you to. Yeah, I want my change. It's like, oh, dude, man, too much air. You didn't hear that.
Yeah, so anyway, I get all that stuff, get the food, and I'll come back.
Okay, so he goes, gets all that stuff, comes back. You guys are hunkering down, getting ready to do a night's worth of surveillance
Okay.
on the rooftop. It is getting cold, what have you, but I take it that maybe one of you guys has.
I can actually with my air animation. I can bring. I mean, I've limited weather control. But it says I can bring two air masses of differing temperatures together to form either fog or lightning. Do you think I could do so? It's not so much where I could just sort of like more for the fog part, right? Because we're creating a little warmth. So it might be a little foggy up here,
but
it won't be quite as cold.
But it wouldn't. But if the fog wouldn't help the whole.
You can keep the colder air away from you and draw the warmer air from out of the building.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
You can try and do that.
Yeah. I'll try to do that.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Yeah.
See what you get.
4.
A 4.
I do the reverse.
Oh, you guys you're smoking. You're hot.
I'm about to resort to the old dice on my over here.
Well, here's the thing. I got to say. So basically, what it is, you were impressed with him, right? And he's like, "Wow, man, this cat knows what he's doing." I mean, it's like, "Look, he flew me up here. This is pretty neat,
Then I make it
like,
colder.
and then when he's all like, "Don't worry about this. I got this. I'm gonna make it so we're not so cold." And you see him doing some kind of stuff, and you feel the wind moving around. You're like, "Man, fuck,
this is worse."
What the hell?
Yeah. And of course, Gabe's too much of an ass to go, "Wow, that's not working." He goes, "Yeah, that's better."
No,
isn't
this is exactly exactly what I wanted to have happen.
That's exactly it.
I'm confused, Gabe. I thought you were going to make it warmer. I can
will
see
get-
my
it'll
breath
get-
even
yeah.
more.
No, you gotta wait for it. It's got to get. You know the old saying, it has to get colder before it gets warmer.
No, I've never heard that one before.
That's where we are. Right
Is that
now,
is
in
that
the
a Cleveland
colder-
thing?
It's
Yeah, it's a Cleveland thing.
it's in the
It gets
colder.
colder before it gets
Yeah.
warmer.
There you go. Okay.
In New York City, we say it gets colder before death.
So you guys hunker down and,
Yeah.
and you're keeping an eye on the skies and looking around, and hours are ticking away. It's getting later. It's getting past midnight. It's getting to 1, 2 o'clock, and you're starting to think, "Fuck, I want to go get warm. I want to get in a real bed. This is bullshit." And I think basically these guys are full of shit. And then that's when you start hearing the. And that's where we're going to end the episode.
All right.
All right.
Excellent. All right. So what we'll do is, since we don't have a large cast, we're definitely going to have a regular sign out. So for everybody who is watching this fine evening, Kemcham, go ahead and tell them who you are and remind them again who you're playing and if anything else that you would like to say.
Sure. Kemchan Merja playing Mr. Jackson Briggs, a.k.a. Mental. And coming live from Seattle, formerly New York. And I'm really excited about this. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I did.
Excellent.
This was awesome.
Excellent. And we didn't even bust any heads, really. Didn't have
Right.
to.
I know.
You
Mr.
don't have to
Emotion.
with mental around over here.
I'm telling you, I was worried how this was going to all shake out with him and that power. It's gonna I have to really pick the villains pretty good. I guess. All right, Adam, go ahead, man.
Hey everybody, I'm Adam playing Gabriel Pine, aka Squall. And you can catch me here in Wicked Studios LLC Twitch. Also YouTube/Mr. Adam PL on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern for Greyhawk Adventures, The Ghost of Saltmarsh. And also The Down Roll, which is a little RPG talk show that Will and I have sometime on Mondays whenever I remember to put it up.
I think maybe we should do the down roll we were thinking about doing about the superhero games.
Oh yeah, well now we can because now we've got the the show.
Talk about
For all you know, we've already done that episode.
You don't even know.
Over. Yeah. Because here we play with time and space.
That's true. That's so true. So true.
You don't know where we are. Are we in the past? Are we in the future? Are we in the present?
When will then be now?
We
exactly.
Are all in one.
Soon.
Just got to move to the coast up on the great beautiful
Cleveland
Lake Erie. Lake Erie.
The beautiful coast of Cleveland.
All right, hey, everybody. I'm Will DM. I was the judge for this. I gotta say, when we were kicking around the idea of doing this, I enjoy role playing. I enjoy I run multiple games. I run the every Tuesdays. I run the Greyhawk Presents on Wednesdays. I do at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Same channel, Wicked Studios LLC on Twitch. I do the Savage Lands. I'm helping to produce the vampire game that we have on Saturdays at 2 p.m. But I got really excited when I started thinking about doing the superhero stuff, and I got really excited when I started thinking about the old Marvel superheroes because, like I said, I played the shit out of this when I was in middle school, and it's just getting back into it and getting back into remembering the 80s and everything that because I played it as it came out, as it was, and I was living it and playing it, and so to revisit all that again is really, really cool for me. So I'm enjoying this immensely, and hopefully you guys are too, and we'll as the stories unfold and all that different stuff. I'm sure you will. Yeah. I mean, Adam and Kemcham are here, so it's got to be entertaining.
Yeah, you're here for us,
right?
Nothing else is entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to say thank you for everybody who's tuned in and watched this first episode, and we look forward to you coming back and watching even more. I think that's it. I think the other thing we didn't really get into, but is I'll state because. For future episodes, the bit tracker on this is going to go towards. I was thinking about how to do it because I couldn't just kick out karma to people and stuff.
We're also not doing this live.
We're not doing this live either.
Yeah.
That is true.
Well, we're recording it live.
You're
watching it in the future. What we did in the past,
right? These episodes are all pre-recorded.
It's the present for us,
but we are going to be we are live in chat. So if you were to type something in chat right now while watching this, somebody would respond.
I mean, unless it's something stupid, and we're not going to bother.
Yeah, there you go.
Make it a clever comment in chat.
Yes.
Don't waste our time.
What I'm trying to say is, if you enjoy the show
thank you for watching.
And you want to show your appreciation, you can still kick bits to it. And yes, we love you and thank you for watching. So with that having been said, that's it. We're going to sign off for this episode, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome.
So, peace out.
I got to take this jacket off. It's super hot.
I know. It's a members only. It's quality. Look at that. Oh, do that again. There it is.
That's it.
We'll catch you guys next week.